So here's the unit, and once again, with all this German construction and design, you get really high quality stuff with a very practical design philosophies. So here's the exhaust from where the hot used air comes out from, and with that kind of design you can use the unit standing up like that, where else my old vacuum cleaner had the exhaust here, so you couldn't do that. So underneath you get pivoting casters that rotate 360, or rather swivel 360 degrees, so you can easily move this around. And here there are notches to store the hose and the accessories, which I'll demonstrate right at the end of this video. So let's go ahead and open this up to see what's inside. But before we do that, let's take a look at what we have here. This is a very basic rotary knob, because this is a cheap model from Miele. So the higher end ones would have more advanced control that can be operated from foot or from the handle of the accessory thingy. But this one is a very basic one. So this is one of the USPs of this unit, and it's called the Comfort Rewind System. I don't know why they call it this, because it seems to do the same thing as what other makes would do. But the one thing I like about this design is there is a cutout here that catches the 3-pin plug when it's rewound into the unit, so it goes in there and it fits in nicely. So this is just a power control, if you haven't already figured out, but of course it's marked with all these symbols to help people decide which power setting to use. So that's for curtains, and which is the quietest and least powerful mode, and that's kind of quiet mode, and as you go up clockwise it gets more and more powerful. So let's go ahead and open it up real quick. There's a release notch here that's in black, so you push that, pull the unit open, or rather pull the lid open, and here's the Hepa filter, which I was explaining at the start of this video. So if I lift this up from the unit, now once again the cat and dog version will come with an active air filter with charcoal filter. But this, I was told by Miele's customer support representative that these filters are interchangeable between units, so you could get a cat and dog model and purchase this Hepa filter separately and stick it in there if you wanted, or you could, likewise you use the active air filter in this one, or even the cheap air filter that comes with a basic model. So another USP of this range is it's got something called a time strip, which is basically a chemical pellet and a chemically treated strip of paper there. So you press this down and it breaks a capsule and the chemical leaks in, and the strip turns color over time. So you know once the whole strip is colored, or once it reaches that line there, then it's time to replace this filter. Now I believe this lasts for a year, so that's 12 months, and they cost about 35 quid. So it's really the running cost isn't a concern to me. So one thing I want to point out is these filters have a very nice seal here that's made of either rubber or silicone, and that seal kind of mates properly with this the edges of the enclosure, and that prevents air leaking through the sides of the unit, and that makes sure all the air has to pass through the filter element. So that's obviously where obviously the air outlet, and this is the air intake here. So this is the other good thing about this model that I like. It uses the high clean FJM bag filter model. So to use it, it's quite simple. Remove it up. This one, this is a pre-motor filter that I believe is interchangeable as well. And this bag actually the lid springs closed on its own. It's got a plastic lid with a proper spring mechanism, whereas the cheaper ones, like my older vacuum cleaner, just had a cardboard cutout, which you have to seal manually by pulling on a tab at the end of its life. Now with this design, it seals itself the moment this lid is open. So okay, that's it for this the unboxing of this unit, and I apologize if it took a bit longer than I had wanted the video to take, but there's quite a bit to cover, and I know my videos are a bit lengthy, so I'm working on that, and I'll try to make sure that as I make new ones in the future, I'll find ways to sort of consolidate everything into shorter videos. So that's just a power switch, and that's obviously just the indicator, the suction power indicator, to tell you when the filter bag is full, which comes standard on most vacuum cleaners anyway. So just one last thing I wanted to say is I realized that a lot of the things I've pointed out with this model may actually be common on most vacuum cleaners out there anyway, but because I don't really shop around much for these things, I have not done much research myself, and came across this one and I like it. Okay, so this is the just before I stop recording, this is the label, sticker label that I was referring to. So clearly it says 1100 watts and a maximum of 1200 watts. I guess that varies depending on the rotary switch setting for the RPM of the motor. And here it clearly says made in Germany. So yeah, very good quality construction, very good materials. These things wouldn't damage your walls or anything like that. Yeah, very well designed, very well built. Alright, thanks for watching.